speak on this situation, um, especially in the light of Brittany Griner just being released yesterday, which I feel like was as my opinion, it just was a disgrace toward our country, an embarrassment for our country. But it's nothing short of what we expect from Joe Biden at this point. But I want to speak about this situation with this young man who was a journalist and was reporting at the FIFA World Cup in Qatar recently. And today he has been pronounced dead. Now, reason why I brought the Brittany Griner situation up is because we live in America. And in my opinion, America is the greatest place on this side of heaven, and I wouldn't trade living in America for nowhere in the world. No amount of money you can offer me to leave my country, right? Because although I don't agree with LGBTQ and a lot of things that are allowed in this country, I do love that this is a free country and you are free to do whatever you want to do as long as it's not at the expense of hurting others, right? But you go to these other countries and certain things take place. Like I say, that's why I brought in Brittany Griner, because what Brittany Griner was sentenced to 9 years for in Russia, she probably wouldn't even got a ticket for out here. They might have wouldn't even. I don't even know if that's a. I don't even know if that's a charge out here. And if it is, it's a misdemeanor, a citation probably. But we go to these other countries, and because we so liberated and free and be able to do whatever we want to do here, we tend to bring that to these other countries where these countries don't play these type of games, right? Now, everybody know, especially this person, because he was a journalist, so you know for sure he knew. Um, these they was not doing the whole gay thing. They don't do the whole LGBTQ rainbow color. They don't do that in Qatar. They do not play that game. They serious about that. And this gentleman, according to his brother that spoke out about the situation today, wore the shirt for his brother actually. The same brother who feels that his brother was killed, or his brother, he feel that it was foul play because his brother, the journalist that you see here pictured, had some kind of I forgot exactly what they said, and he ended up going to the hospital out there and left the hospital, and next thing you know, he ended up dead. So they found him dead, and it's rumored, according to his brother, that he feel like foul play was involved due to him having that shirt on, and it very well might be the situation, because these people in these other countries do not play that, and they warned them. They warned them, and a lot of times people think that Americans, they so arrogant and they think that they can go in other countries and do the things that they do here. And get it, I get it. That's fine. If you American, you arrogant, that's cool. But keep that arrogance on your American soil. Because when you go to these other countries, majority of the time they don't like you because you're American, but they respect you because 9 times 10 you're a tourist, and they don't want to run a tourist attraction off because they may be punished by their country. But for the most part, these people don't want you there. Why? Because you're from America, and 9 times out of 10, or 10 times out of 10, they want to get to America, and a lot of times they feel like Americans are arrogant. And for you to know the rules, but you want to be a rebel in another country, it possibly cost him his life. And for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, if it did have something to do with that, I mean, I don't feel sorry. I'm sorry. I don't have no compassion for. I have compassion for his family because anytime I see one of these situations at a gay bar where somebody shot up some people, now I wouldn't do it, and I don't. jump up and down and celebrate when it happened. But I understand that that's the judgment that comes from you living a lifestyle that go against God. God created man to be with woman and woman to be with man. That's why two men cannot reproduce. That's why two women can't reproduce. Because God didn't create it that way. And just as in the Bible, as Sodom and Gomorrah was judged for the same type of thing, homosexuality, and even in the New Testament, the things that the New Testament says about um, homosexuality, and whether you believe in the Bible or not, that does not make it true. Whether you believe in God or not, that does not make him not real, and he believe in you. But his laws and his commands still stands, contrary to popular belief. Because a lot of people believe that when Jesus came, he got rid of all that. But if you go read Matthew 5, 17 through 20, he clearly tells you that, no, sir, I'm not going to say the scripture. I suggest you go read Matthew 5, verse 17 to 20, if you believe that the law and command of God, the Most High, was abolished when Jesus came. But that's not here or there. I want to stick to subject. So the judgment that you see in these gay bars and situations like this is going to come on a lot of gay people. Some gay people will overcome. Because see, this is my thing with gay people. I got gay friends. I have transgender friends. So I don't hate them. But what I don't like, and for me, I'm like God. I don't hate the person. I hate the sin, right? But the thing is this. When you live in that type of lifestyle, and you live in that lifestyle, you and your quote unquote lover or whatever you doing, and y'all doing y'all thing and minding y'all business, but you know that that's abnormal, and you know that it's something that you want to overcome, it's just a demon that you currently fighting, that's one thing. But when you to the point where you so brainwashed and demoralized to believe that that is normal, to the point where you want to push it on children, to the point where you having drag shows at school, putting in the cartoons, that's where I have a problem with it. And it's all started when the fallen Messiah was in office, which is Barack Obama. I call him the fallen Messiah because black people, let them tell it, God sent him. He was their savior. He was the one who was gonna do all this for black people, and he did nothing, but did something that went against God and overturned same-sex. Well, not overturned, made same-sex marriage a law. Made same-sex marriage a law to the point that if you're a church and you don't marry two women or two men, you can be sued. And when Barack Obama did that, what he did was he broke the floodgates to make them feel that that was normal. We can get married now. We definitely normal. And that's when everything started happening. They put in the cartoon and basically forcing it on the children, because of course, if you force something on children in their formative years, they'll think it's okay into adulthood. And now the LGBT mafia have they have grew so big now, and to the point where they got children that's actually coming out and being LGBTQ to be accepted, to be popular. Right? That's how big this is now. They got children who don't know what their identity is. They don't have a correct home. Their parents ain't good parents. Not saying they not good people, but they not good parents. And the children just feel lost in this world. And one of the things to feel accepted is to be woke, quote unquote. And that doesn't always mean LGBTQ, but that is one of the main components. This is why Brittany Griner is home, because she was it. Like I said, I don't really want to talk about that and get off of that, but you know, that's one of the main reasons why she was picked over the Paul Whelan, was because she had the three infinities. She had three infinity stones of wokeness. She black, she a woman, and she part of LGBTQ mafia. But I just wanted to speak on this brother, because the stuff that you see go on at these gay bars often, and the stuff that whatever happened to him, I don't know his lifestyle. Um, Maybe he wasn't gay because it was his brother said that he only wore the shirt for his brother. He wore the shirt for his brother. Like I don't know if his brother gay or his brother represent that community, but as a journalist, you were told not to do that. So you being radical now. When you're being radical, and that's cool, that's fine and dandy in this country. We can do that in America. We can be radical, right or wrong. But you can't go to these other people countries, especially places like these Muslim ran countries, being radical. And I always tell people, man, um, I would love to go to Israel, Jerusalem, and just walk the streets and explore the streets that Christ walked on. But that's not on my bucket list. That's something that I mean, say for instance, because these women they love to travel. These women today, I noticed these women today traveling all of a sudden just become some super cool fad. They just got to just be everywhere in the world now. And I mean, whatever you like to do is what you like to do. But I don't care what you say about a part of the world. Now they do got some amazing parts of the world. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was looking at some place. I don't know exactly where that. I think it's in Africa, and it got like glow sand. Like they got some beautiful places in the world. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Miami, California. I mean, all over the United States, they got beautiful beaches, beautiful, um, everything. I love America. And guess what? If I get a wife, because like I said, I know these women like to travel. If I get a wife and she like to travel, cool, we could do it on you know what I'm saying, if that's what she want to do. But if I get a wife, like my mama just say, because my mama never was a big, traveler. Now, I like to travel, but I'm talking about out of the country. I'm not big on that. Everything about my country, whatever I want to do, I'm not interested. Like you hear people say, well, and I always said I wanted to have my honeymoon in Paris because that's supposed to be the city of love. But man, you go to these other countries, like I heard in I think it's Abu Dhabi, Dubai, that if you show public affection, you can be detained. Now who would expect something like that? You out there excited, didn't do your research. You and your girl just so happen to take a picture at a restaurant kissing, and now you got authorities come and get you and take you to a cell where you can't speak none of their language. You completely lost. I had a cousin. He went on the honeymoon. I forgot one of those countries. I forgot exactly what country it was. I think it was Dominican Republic, and I don't really exactly remember where it was. But he didn't know because he didn't do his due diligence. Just tweaking to get out of the country. He didn't do his due diligence. And the country that he went to, of course, didn't have no Second Amendment. But what little that he know is America is the only country that has the Second Amendment. That's the only country that has that. No other country you can bear arms freely. You got to be a military or policeman. Now, people might have them illegally, but civilians can't just purchase guns in no other country but America. So tell me why this man goes to a country on his honeymoon. Like I said, I'm not really sure, but I believe it was Dominican Republic. This man goes to Dominican Republic for his honeymoon with a pistol in his luggage. When he gets there, it's a whole, which I don't really know how he got through that. I don't really know the whole story, but I know he got detained when he got to Dominican Republic. This man got detained, bro. Couldn't speak English. His wife ended up having to fly back to the United States, a whole riffraff, because he want to leave out of the country without knowing where he going. I mean, no, he knew where he was going, but not knowing about where he was going. That's why, I always say I love America. I don't never need to leave America. They got everywhere. I love going on beaches, and they got nothing but beaches in America. And I know in my community, I don't know about other communities, mostly in my community, a lot of people travel because that's the new thing that people like to do. Everybody want to travel. Because that wasn't, I never really, but that's your prerogative. Nothing wrong with that. Ain't no sin in that. Nothing wrong with that. I seen in Indonesia, they just passed a law that said that if you're not married, you can't stay with each other. No out of wedlock sex. These other countries have some ridiculous laws, and the time for those laws, as you seen with the Brittany Griner case, is excessive. But people love just going to run out of town, and majority of time they have not done their due diligence knowing about the town that they're going to. I remember back in the day they used to have a TV show that used to come out. I think it was National Geographic or Discovery Channel, and it was called Locked Up Abroad. And what this show was about, true story, it was a true story, it was a show, TV show. And what it was about was stories of people going to other countries and being kidnapped and held for ransom or all kind of stuff, getting tortured. And the people who gave the stories, of course, made it home safely. But it's people who did make it home safely. So I always say, man, I like to stay on my ground, my soil. You know what I'm saying? Because the places that you going to, these people would trade all the tea in China to come to your country. And you hear people say, I want to go see a new thing, see new cultures. I don't need to see no new thing, no new culture. I love American culture because that's where I was born and raised, and that's what I love. Running to these other countries without doing your due diligence, or running to these other countries like this journalist here with your radical ideologies, that's cool to do here, but not there, and it can cost you. So I make this video, man, I'm not gonna say in tribute to him because you went over there with that, you went over there and tried to buck those CP people system, and it's not in blood. Nobody know what happened, right? This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they killed him because nobody know if that happened. But if it did happen, you did that to yourself. You in those people country, you're supposed to follow their rules. They said no gay flag, no LGBT, none of that. And you should have respected that. But you want to be a radical because you think you still in America. You think America is America is all that, but you think, okay, because I'm from America, they're going to let me make it. I guess that's what you would thought. And like I say, nobody knows, but it's rumored by his brother that his life was taken. It was foul play in his death, right? So you brought that to yourself, man. You brought that to yourself, man. You brought that to yourself. So I just wanted to make this video, in response to going to these other countries without doing due diligence, and going to these other countries. Not only do you do your due diligence and find out all the rules and regulations of this country. Do not go to these countries trying to flex your American muscle, like with all that radical wokeness that you allowed to get away with here. Especially at this point when we got this weak person in office. Because people are not going to respect you. We just gave up a serial gangster, murderer, ruthless person. You don't think this man, a movie was made about this man called Lord of War, and we just gave him back to Russia. Why Russia at war? These people wanted this man. This man is a mastermind. This man was a top man in the military out there. And we gave him to them for a gay basketball player who don't even like America. Right? And so I'm saying, like I say, man, we already in a situation where we got a weak president, right? Man, don't go to these countries, man, on no American flex with that wokeness and that radical stuff that y'all able to get with here. And if you do go to a country for vacation or whatever, make sure you do your due diligence, man, because it's not America. When you leave America, you is not in America. I don't care if that's what your ID say. I don't care if that when you leave America, you're not in America. So I just want to leave y'all with this video, man. And thank y'all for watching, and God bless.